Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Francy and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Today we are getting into a video that, oh my gosh, I saved the best to last. I know a lot of you want to know what's on my SAS lists, plural, and today we are getting into it. I have way too many series, and even today at the time of recording, which is the 26th of December, by the way, I had 2 series that I added just today. Alright, so we're going to jump in because I have so many series to discuss with you all. I have 3 lists. The first list has 15 series, the second list has 10 series, and the third list has 5 series. It's way too many series. Are we going to get through them all? No. But we'll explain what happens as we go along. Let's get on. Before we do, a big thank you. And just, oh my gosh, so much praise and love and thank you to Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books. Elizabeth, thank you for this SAS list. It has done the world for me in 2022. For those of you who don't know what a SAS list is, now I'll explain. SAS, S-A-S, stands for Serious About Series. In short, the most simple way to explain a SAS list is create a list or more than one of series that you either want to start, continue on with, or finish by the end of the year. That's it. Then you can go a little bit further in. Now, this year or next year is 2023. So for 2023, Elizabeth decided to celebrate the 3s. And for me, I'm celebrating that by having 3 SAS lists. Okay, so the first one is this one. It is called the To Be Completed SAS list. I have a goal to get through all the series in this SAS list from start to end. It is doable because all of them contain either 1, 2, 3, or 4 books that I need to read within the series to be up to date or be completed. So let's begin with that shorter To Be Completed list. So the first series that I'm going to discuss with you is the Personal Demons series. I'm going to be reading book number 3, which is Last Rite by Lisa DesRoches. I've already read book 1, Personal Demons, and book 2, Original Sin. I spoke about them in my last, not my last video, but the one before, my TBR video. And so this will finally close out this series. It has taken me 3 years, but I'm going to close it out. I'm determined. The second series on this SAS list is the What If It's Us duology by Adam Silvera and Becky Albertalli. I have read book 1, What If It's Us? So I have 1 book left to go, which is this book, Here's to Us, and it's by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. The next series on this list is the Eldest Curses series by Cassandra Clare. Book number 1 is the Red Scrolls of Magic. This series features my 2 absolute favorite characters from the Shadowhunters universe, Malik, that is Alec, my number 1 fictional boyfriend of all time, by the way, Matthew Daddario, big shout out to you, and Magnus. So really excited. There are 2 books out in this series so far, so my goal is to read both of them. Next up is the Secrets and Scrabbles series by Josh Lanyon. I have read the first 5 books. The next book I need to read is this one, Lament at Loon Landing. That's book 6. Then there's book 7, Death at the Deep Dive. And then there's book 8, Corpse at the Captain's Seat, all planning to be out next year. So I thought I had 2, but I actually have 3 books to read in this series. Next up is the Furthermore series by Tahara Murphy. Book number 1 is Furthermore. This is a duology. There are 2 books in this series. Next up is the Amina's Voice duology. Book 1 is Amina's Voice. There are 2 books in this series. Next up, a shout out to Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm. Features one of her all-time favorite cozy mystery series, the Friend for Hire mystery series. Book number 1 is this book, A +1 for Murder by Laura Bradford. On to some trilogies now, and next up we have the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. This is the first series in timeline order from the Shadowhunters universe. 3 books. First one is called Clockwork Angel. Next up, it's time to welcome back my dear favourite female author of 2022, Amanda Flower, with a new to me series, the Magic Garden Mystery Series Trilogy. Book number 1 is Flowers and Foul Play. Next up is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. Book number 1 is To All the Boys I Loved Before, and these are by Jenny Han. Next up is the Damien Verse series. There are 4 books in this series. The first book is called Sam, and it is by Ian Rob Wright. Next up, we say hello to another one of my all-time favourite authors, this time writing under her real name, Julie Ann Lindsay. I love the Christmas Tree Farm series so much, I reread it this month. I am going to be reading her Cider Shop mystery series next year, and book number 1 in that 3-book series is this book, Apple Cider Slaying. Next up is the Conspiracy of Us series, trilogy series, that is, by Maggie Hall. Book number 1 is The Conspiracy of Us. Next up is the Ink World series, and this is by Cornelia Funke. Book number 1 is Ink Heart. And the final series in my first SAS List series list to be completed is the Giver Quartet series by Lois Lowry. Book number 1 is The Giver. Future Mr. Francy here, just jumping in because there are actually 3 series that I forgot to mention in the to be completed section. So I need to now mention them quickly. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the titles of all the books or whatever, but I just want to make sure I've mentioned them here when I check back towards the end of the year. But we also need to include the Legend series by Mari Lu. You know what, let's put them up on the screen, it's fine. The Legend series by Mari Lu, book number 1 is this book, Legend. Next up is the Under the Never Sky series. This was recommended to me by Amy. Thank you, Amy. Book number 1 in this series is called Under the Never Sky. It is by Veronica Rossi. This is to help me with my dystopian reads. Thank you, Amy. And the 18th series on SAS List 1 for me was recommended by Mickey Sock. Thank you so much, Mickey Sock. This is also going to help me with my dystopian reads. It is the Uglies series. Book number 1 is called Uglies by Scott Westerfield. Thank you so much, Mickey Sock. Both Mickey Sock and Amy, thank you so much. You both knew I put a call out for more dystopians in 2023, and both of you came up with some dystopian series that are also available on audiobooks. So I'm very excited. They both sound amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So that's SAS List 1. Let's move on to SAS List number 2. There are 10 series in this list. This is the To Get As Far Through As I Can series. I don't think I'll complete this series by the end of the year, but I'd like to give it as much of a go as I possibly can. The first series is one that welcomes back my dear Amanda Flower, and that is the A Magical Bookshop Mystery series. Book number 1 is Crime and Poetry. There are 5 books in this series to date. Next up is the Wayward Children series, which is by Cianan Maguire. There are, oh goodness me, there are quite a number. There are 10. Well, no, they're untitled. Currently, there are 8 books out in this series. I've read the first 2. So book number 3, which is the one I'm up to, is this book, Beneath the Sugar Sky. Next up is the Mr. Lemoncello's Library series. I have so many people to shout out for this one, so I'll just say thank you to all of you who have recommended this series to me. This is by Chris Grabenstein. Book 0 came out last year, but I'm going in publication order, so I'm going to start with book 1, which is Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library. There are a total of 6 books in this series if you include book Zero, the prequel. Next up, I want to give a massive shout out to my dear friend Amy over on my Discord, because the next series I am very eagerly anticipating. It is the Zodiac Academy series by Caroline Peckham, I believe is how you say her name. Book number 1 is called The Awakening. Now, it's hard to judge how many books are in this series, but I think that there are 8 books in this series so far. That is the Zodiac Academy series. Next up is a series that has me so incredibly excited. I read book 1 2 years ago. It was on Audible. The rest of them were not. Now they are, and I loved book 1 so much. Oh my gosh. It is the Immortal series by Alison Noel. Book number 1, I've already read, so we'll put up book number 2. Book number 2 in this series is Blue Moon. This is a, my word, 6 books series about a psychic who struggles to be a psychic. I loved book 1 so much. I cannot wait to continue on with the series. I'm so excited. Next up is the Chronicles of Narnia series by SAS Lewis. This is really hard to know what order to read it in because I keep seeing all different things. I'll probably defer to fantasticfiction.com. But anyway, according to Goodreads, book number 1 in the series is this book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I'll have a look on Fantastic Fiction. I have the box set coming and I'm excited to give it a go. Next up is a compilation of 2 different series of the exact same universe. This is the Del Toro Quest series. I read series 1 this year, and I finished it, but then I found out that there's also series 2 and series 3. Series 2 has, I'm just having a look here, has 4 books. Series 3 also has 4 books. I loved series 1 last year. Book number 1 in series 2 is this book, The Cavern of the Fear. They are by Emily Rodder. I plan to read series 2 and series 3 as one series on my SAS list. Next up is the Children of the Red King series by Jenny Nimmo. Book number 1 is this book, Midnight for Charlie Bone. I picked it up last year and I shelved it because I was running out of time, but I do plan to fully go back into it last year and give it a better go than I did this year. There are, oh my gosh, 8 books in this series. The 9th series in my second SAS list is a series that I am penning as my Classics Collection series. It is a collection of 10 different classics that I would like to read in 2023. So I'm calling it a series. It's just a series compiled by Mr. Francy. Okay. All right. So the 10 books in this series, let's do this in rapid fire, shall we? Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. A Study in Scarlet by, which is the first book in the Sherlock Holmes series by Arthur Conan Doyle. I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. So that is my Classics Collection series, placed 9th in my second SAS list. Okay. All right. And coming in as my 10th SAS list is a list, oh my goodness, that I have so much love to give for Jane. Jane is from BookTube channel The Reading Nook. I have a lot of love for her. Go check out her channel. She is amazing. So much love. Thank you, Jane. Jane and I have both read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I loved it so much that Jane assisted me with a series that Agatha Christie wrote called the Hercule Poirot series. I'm very excited to say it's on this second SAS list that I have. Book number 1, I'm a bit confused according to what Goodreads is saying. So what we'll put up is The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I, again, will check on fantasticfiction.com, but Goodreads has given me a couple of different options for book number 1, so that's what I'm going to say it is. But I'll confirm with Jane. Jane, expect a message coming from me. I'm going to confirm with you what book number 1 is, because I want to start in the right place. Now, my goal specifically for the Hercule Poirot series, would be to get through the first 12 books. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'd like to get through as many of the first 12 as I can. You may ask, Mr. Francy, why do you need to specify that you need to get through the first 12? Aren't there only 12 books in the series? No, my dear friends, there are 34. 34! Are you kidding me? Wow, Agatha Christie, just wow. So that is the end of my second SAS list. Now on to my third SAS list. And that is my To Make Some Good Headway, or at least Begin series. Okay, so here we go. The first series on this list is one I need to give a massive shout out to Tiffany again from the Beach Bum Bookworm. Thank you, Tiffany. Every time she mentions this series, stars come out of her eyes. I need to read it. Okay, it is the Campers and Criminals series by Tonya Kappas. Book number 1 is Beaches, Bungalows and Burglaries. There are currently a total of, my word, a total of 29. My word, for a cozy series, that is huge. 29 books in this series. Maybe some of you who are a bit more experienced with this series can help me out. Now, I think I have Jane, again from the Reading Nook, to thank for this one, but if I'm wrong, please do correct me. I want you to have credit if you recommended this to me. But this is the Magical Cats mystery series. Now, here's the interesting thing and why I'm confused. On my SAS list, I'm saying this is by Darlene Ryan, and the surname that I'm getting here for the series is Sophie Kelly. Is Sophie Kelly the pen name? Either way, let me know in the comments below. This, for book number 1 in this series is Curiosity Thrilled the Cat, and there are a total of 14 books so far in this series. Thank you to whoever recommended the series to me. There are some special series on this list, but this one gets a very big mention from me. It came in as the number 1 series I recommend to everyone if you're going to read a cozy series. I cannot wait to continue on. It is the Haley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series by Lee Hollis, which is more technically referred to as Lee and Hollis. They're a brother-sister authoring duo. I have read the first 3 books in this series. We're doing a buddy read in 2023. More to come in a video very, very, very soon, so keep an eye out. So I am up to book number 4, which is this book, Death of a Chocoholic. There are currently a lot of books out in this series. 16. Okay, well, when you compare it to others, it's not a lot, but still, for a cozy series, it's a lot. 16 books in this series. I feel like I'll definitely be reading one a month. How about you? Let me know. I'm very excited. I love this series so much. It's so cozy. It's so amazing. Next up is another cozy series I love, the Coffee House Mystery Series by Cleo Coyle. I have read the first 2 books in this series, so I'm up to book 3, which is this book, Latte Trouble. In this particular series, there are a total of 19 as well. 19 books at the moment in this one. So yeah, really looking forward to continuing on with this series too. And the final series on this list may also be one to thank Jane for. Jane, I'm just giving you a lot of thanks and shout outs in this video. You deserve it. You gave me a lot of recommendations. And that is the Cat in the Stacks series. Now, if you recommended this series to me also, let me know in the comments below. I want to give you your dues. I want to give everyone their dues for who recommended the series to me. Cat in the Stacks series by Miranda James. Book number 1 is this book, Murder Past Due. And there are currently 15 books in this series as well. So this third, and that is the conclusion of my third SAS list. So there are 5 books in that third list, and I'm either hoping to make some good headway on, or at least start, depending upon the series. So with Haley Powell, Food and Cocktail Mystery Series by Lee and Hollis, and the Coffee House Mystery Series by Cleo Coyle, I have already started those, but the others I have not started. I want to make good headway on those ones. But that is it. That is my entire, how many books do I have? It's ridiculous. 32 series. Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, what have you done to me? You've made me, and I say this with all the love in the world that you deserve, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. You've turned me into a SAS listaholic. And I have 32 series on my SAS list. What the heck? You know, people call me an overachiever, and that's fine. I take the compliment. I love reading. I love my series. And Elizabeth, you have just done such an amazing job. So from the bottom of my heart and everyone else's hearts who love what you have done, thank you so very much for creating this SAS list idea. In 2022, it allowed me to continue on and be serious about all the series that I wanted to get through. And it introduced me to a whole world of different series that I may not have picked up if not for this idea. So thank you so very much, Elizabeth. I am indebted to you for what you have created, and look at what you've created. 35 series, my word. All right, everyone. Let me know in the comments section below some of the series you might have on your SAS list, and if you have a link to your SAS list, please put it in the comments below, or come on over into our Discord. Link is in the description, and put the link in there. I want to see everyone's SAS list, so either put your SAS list up there, or if you've done a video, put it in there. I want to see what's on your SAS list. And if you have a standalone list, maybe you don't read series, maybe you read standalones. Hey, create a standalone list. That'll be fun too. I want to know what's on your list for 2023. So let me know in the comments below and over on the Discord. But in the meantime, that is where I am going to leave it. Now, this is the last video that I'm doing for the month of December, and indeed the last video that I'm doing for 2022. I will absolutely be back in 2023, but I just want to take a very quick moment, since this is the last one for 2022, to wish you all a very merry, prosperous, and safe New Year. Whatever you are planning on doing on New Year's Eve, I hope that you have a wonderful time, whether you drink or don't, party or don't, are with friends, family, otherwise, or alone. I hope that you just have a great moment. If you have any New Year's resolutions that you want to let me know of, let me know in the comments below. If your New Year's resolution is to have no more New Year's resolutions, let me know that in the comments below. I did that one year. Yeah. One year I said my New Year's resolution is to have no more New Year's resolutions, and that one didn't work out either, because I have New Year's resolutions for this year, for next year. So what are yours? Let me know that as well. But in the meantime, thank you so very much. If I can just take this moment to say thank you so very much to each and every one of you who have clicked on or tapped on, depending on what device you're using, my videos throughout the course of 2022. It has truly been an absolute joy and pleasure to be here with you all throughout the entire year. Whether you were simply watching these videos and enjoying them, watching them and enjoying them enough to put in a like or a comment, or watching them and enjoying them enough to leave a like and a comment and or be on the Discord and be active, or not so active but still over on the Discord. I appreciate every single one of you. To think that in 2020 in January, at the start of January, I didn't even know BookTube existed. And then to come onto BookTube in late January of 2020, I had no idea where this was going to go. I started off with a simple idea, and that simple idea, come closer, I'll tell you exactly what it was. That simple idea was just this. If I start creating videos and putting them up on YouTube, even if no one sees them, it will help keep myself accountable to read. Because in 2019, I picked up 3 books and didn't finish any of them. It was a disaster. So I wanted to recommit myself to reading. I feel like I've done more than that. I had never read 100 books before, but in 2020, I achieved that and have continued to do that since. I also want to make mention to any of those readers out there, whether you have a BookTube channel or not, or are considering it, and you don't read 100 books. Maybe you read less than 10, less than 5, less than 2. You are still reading. Don't allow anyone to put you down. There are so many benefits to reading. Not only does it give readers like myself, who do read a lot of books, a lot of pleasure, but there are scientific studies that show whether you read a physical book or listen to an audiobook, because yes, both have been done. It is a miracle that scientific studies have shown about audiobooks too, not just physical books, the benefits to reading. So if you pick up 1, 2, 5, 10, 50, 100 or more books in a year, you should be proud of yourself that you've read those books, and take a moment to appreciate what you have read. Or maybe you don't read books, but you do read other things. That reading in and of itself can absolutely be considered. Maybe you had to read books for school, as in like textbooks for school. Maybe you were reading things online. Maybe you were reading the newspaper. I mean, like, if you were reading anything, you were still reading, and that is something to appreciate. But my point, to bring it back to my own channel, because I appreciate everyone who reads. So thank you to everyone who does read. Thank you very much from my soul. But back to my channel, thank you so much for all of the love and support. This channel it started off with my commitment to get back into reading, and it has more than done that for me. But what it has become since then is a family that is built off of the motto that to be kind, to love one another, and to spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. Whether it is over here or over in the Discord, we have an absolutely loving family who does that each and every single day. Thank you, not only for sharing your stories with me about all the books you've read, but thank you for all the examples that you've shown me of all the ways you were positive, whether it was positivity for yourself or to others, ways that you were kind to other people, that you spread your sparkling energy, which comes back to positive, happy, upbeat energy that we sparkle throughout the world because it has such a positive impact. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am very humbled, truly touched, and just so incredibly grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. Whether you read or not, I appreciate that you're here watching these videos, and I appreciate when you are kind and you spread your loving and sparkling energy all throughout the world. So, big hugs from me to you. Mwah! So much love to give, and I'll see you again in 2023. Until then, Happy New Year! Bye everyone!